Hello, today we tell a story of Kelly Harris, missing since August 10, 1984, at the age of 13. She was last seen at home. When her mother returned from work, Kelly had disappeared. Her bike was found on the same day in a park quite a few miles from home. It would take 20 years before someone would confess to the tragic crime of murdering Kelly Harris. The 13-year-old went missing from Jackson, Michigan, and for decades, there were questions about what could have occurred to the bright teen. Kelly grew up in Maryland with her father. She traveled to Michigan in 1984 to spend the summer with her mother, Carol Hugo, and her stepfather, Leonard Hugo. Kelly was expected to move to California, where she would reside with her great aunt, but unfortunately she vanished on August 10th. Kelly was annoyed at her mother and stepfather the day she disappeared because they wouldn't allow her to attend a local county fair. When Carol left for work that day, she noticed Kelly left her bicycle in front of the house. Carol told her daughter to place it in the backyard. Kelly told her mother, "I love you, Mom. Have a good day." When Carol returned home around 2 p.m., she was confused when she couldn't locate Kelly. Then the worry set in. "I remember going to my mom's house, crying and acting like a wild woman," a panicked mother Carol told MLive in 2019. Unfortunately, police initially treated the case as a runaway. On the day she vanished, Kelly's bike was located at Ella Sharp Park, about 5 minutes from where she lived. The Charlie Project stated that authorities learned Kelly brought herself a bus ticket to Detroit, a little over an hour away from Jackson, and a witness claimed to have seen the teen making her way onto a bus. Carol was active in the investigation and questioned at length by investigators, with the stepfather, Leonard, being less cooperative. He reportedly told authorities that he believed that Kelly ran away. Still, police would uncover that Leonard had a documented history of child molestation and acts of violence before this case. He quickly became a person of interest after investigators finally began looking into the disappearance as foul play and not a runaway. 4 years after Kelly went missing, Carol had a final talk with her husband and asked him directly if he had anything to do with her daughter's case. "I looked Lynn straight in the face and asked, 'What did you do to her?' she said. All he did was bend down and tie his shoe. He got in the car and drove off like a bat out of hell." Carol left him, but their divorce wouldn't be finalized until 1994. She admitted that her daughter's relationship with Leonard was a difficult one and believed for decades that her husband murdered Kelly. By 1993, Leonard was once again in trouble with the law and was convicted of sexual battery, burglary, and other related charges. For that case, he was sentenced to 50 years in prison for the rape and murder of a 5-year-old girl and her mother in Florida. He was repeatedly asked about Kelly for over 20 years. It wasn't until 2006 that he gave details of what happened to the 13-year-old. According to Jackson County Prosecutor's Office investigator Mel Hartman, he confessed to authorities that he told Kelly he would take her to that county fair, but that wasn't the case. He would instead kidnap the 13-year-old and take her to his place of employment, St. John's School, where he said he sexually assaulted her. He then claimed to have placed her in the trunk of his vehicle, drove out near the Jackson Community College, and then stabbed her to death. Leonard claimed he buried her, and when police took him to the location to find Kelly's remains, investigators was unsuccessful in finding the young girl. It has been reported that blood evidence later confirmed his story, but it is unclear what exactly was found and tested. He is currently incarcerated in Florida and is scheduled to be released between 2033 and 2035. He will be around 90 years old at that time, and if he's still alive, he will be extradited to Michigan and formally charged with the murder of Kelly Harris. Investigators are not under the impression that Kelly remains can be recovered after this length of time, as environmental elements and wildlife may have destroyed or scattered her remains. "I just remember shutting myself in the bedroom, and I didn't care if I ever came out," said Carol. "I tried drinking, but thought it was not going to bring her back. It was like I was in the world all alone. My daughter was gone. Kelly has been acknowledged at the Fallen Victims of Homicide Memorial, which Carol visits often. I go there and I just sit and I think and cry. I just look at her picture. Her picture shouldn't even be up there. This shouldn't have happened for her pictures to be up there. Please share this story about Kelly Harris to help raise awareness about this tragedy. Her life matters.